Everywhere you turn with Brooklyn, you can find offense. And if you can find offense, you can create some problems for Miami. There are a different set of problems that Indiana and Chicago poses for Miami. But the problems that Brooklyn poses are incredibly formidable, and LeBron would need not be dismissive of those brothers, because the one other thing about Brooklyn, and I don't mean this from a personal or literal perspective as it pertains to off the court, but on the basketball court, the Brooklyn Nets are led emotionally, spiritually, by Paul Pierce and KG, who despise Miami.
They do.
Listen, they can't stand them. I'm talking strictly about basketball. And I'm telling you right now, they want, I mean, do you watch? Paul Pierce got a technical last night from the bench. He wasn't even on the court when he got the technical. He got it from the bench. These guys, they want them. They love going up against them. They don't have an ounce, a speck of fear, and they come at Miami. And all I'm going to say is this. I wouldn't bet against Miami, against Brooklyn. I would pick Miami to win that series. But it could be a 7-game series. And more importantly, LeBron would have to show up, and so would D. Wade, in order to beat these boys. There's no question about that. So I wouldn't be dismissive of Brooklyn, which is what I've been saying.
After last night, I got to give you some props. You have been warning me for a good month. These guys are coming. With Jason Kidd, who looked like for a while he was going to lose his job in his first year.
Now he's a candidate for Coach of the Year.
Now he's a candidate. And he's part of that fearlessness, that Miami hatred, quote-unquote, basketball hatred, that the new Nets have. And yet, I'm going to remind you, Dwayne Wade did not play in 2 of the 4 games. Is that a big deal? I do think it's a big deal. I also think it's a big deal that the Nets managed to win 4 really close games. Because remember, we got 3 1-points, and then the other one was a double overtime that the Nets pulled away in the second overtime to win by 9. Okay? So they're really close down to the wire games. And guess what? They got the truth now. And you know and I know, even beyond KG, Paul Pierce does not like LeBron James. And in the postseason, Paul Pierce has tormented LeBron James over time. Am I right about that?
He's tormented everybody.
But he has. But I'm just saying,
Hall of Famer.
He took great pride in putting it on LeBron. Remember, we're going back to the Boston-Cleveland series. Paul was the instigator of that. Paul is not afraid of LeBron. Paul, even at his advanced age, when he still looks half the time like he's got the piano on his back, he still can guard and bother LeBron just psychologically. It's fearless. Marcus Thornton comes to the team, and all of a sudden he's fearless too, because he looks at truth and he says, you guys, you're not afraid, are you? So in the fourth quarter last night, Marcus Thornton makes 4 out of 5 jump shots and 3 out of 3 from 3. That'll do it. You know, that'll keep you in a game at Miami, even without Dwayne Wade. So I look at the numbers. The Truce team made 41% of its threes in these 4 games against Miami. That's you're going to win a lot of games making 41%. Miami made 33%. So if they keep doing that, they could make it a long, hard series for the Heat. I scoffed at you. I was doing it like to paraphrase LeBron. Get out of here, Stephen A. I did it last week. I said, seriously? I said, maybe I'll give Brooklyn 1 game against Miami in a 7-game series. You said 2 games, right?
At least.
You said at least 2 games. I was trying to goad you into 3 games. And maybe today you're starting to think about 3 games.
Yes, I am.
I'm starting to think about 2 games. And that's a big come up for me. So they proved a lot to me, even with no Dwayne Wade last night.
You have to remember that Brooklyn's going to push the ball up the floor, and Brooklyn does not rely on one person to score. Darren Williams can score. Joe Johnson can score. Paul Pierce can score. Teletovic can shoot and score. And Thornton now can score. So you literally have and Livingston, when they're on the floor with him, he's a cerebral baller, and he makes them better. But my point to you is that when they're on the court at any given moment, they have 4 guys that can shoot from beyond the arc. If you have that, what you going to do, Miami? You're going to have to get out and defend those dudes. But remember, Joe Johnson can get to the hole. Paul Pierce can get to the hole.
Yeah.
Sean Livingston can get to the hole. Darren Williams can get to the hole. And if you're going to get to the hole, then you can kick it out to those guys. The reason I break all of that down is because their 41% shooting from three-point range against Miami shouldn't be perceived as an aberration.
Okay.
These dudes can put it up.
All right.
And that's the Chicago and Indiana have shown us they can't do that. So in order to beat Miami, you've got to make it ugly and make it a low-scoring game. Brooklyn is like, no, we don't have to go that route.
Yep.
We can sit there and score in the 90s or score 100 and let you do that and still beat you.
Yep.
That's it. That's
okay, I'm going to say my bottom line one last time.
Yeah.
The Miami Heat will go as far as Dwayne Wade ultimately is capable of taking them. They need him. No disrespect to LeBron, but you know that's the X factor on this team, as it was against the Spurs last year. When they really need somebody, they have to have Dwayne Wade. Yeah. And remember, that's the 7th straight game he has missed with a quote-unquote hamstring. I don't know what's going on.
He's gone for 26 games now. He's missed his share of games. To some degree, we need to be alarmed, but not totally. I think he'll be ready. But I will say this, and it's time to say this for the record. The Miami Heat must have Dwayne Wade. Otherwise, they're not winning the championship this year.
That's a fact, yeah.
That's just a fact. You may not come out the East, but you most certainly are not winning another NBA championship if Dwayne Wade cannot play.
Stephen A. warned us the Brooklyn Nets are coming. Skip on board now. Gives them 2 games.
I got 1 foot on board.
Yeah, one on, one off. All right.